All right, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, Troy? How you doing, brother?
Doing good.
Doing good. Right on. What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. You know, getting the stream going, getting the stream going. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna dive in just a second. Just kind of getting things set up here. Hey, can you say something, Troy?
Something.
Okay, cool. I think it's.
Something.
Think it's working. Mm. All right, guys. So we're gonna dive in. We did have news today, and just get this set up here. All right, here we go. That's better. Just getting all my stuff. Man, I have too many windows open on my computer. That's the problem. All right, cool. So news. Let's talk about news first. Here you can see Forex Factory. Um, we had CPI. Okay, right. So CPI data that released at 8:30, and give me one second, guys. Sorry. Okay, let's see here. I'm reading some news, just kind of reading some news real quick, guys. Yeah, so CPI data, kind of mixed report as expected, sort of as expected stuff. There's nothing really. Retail sales data, October retail sales data is going to be released on Friday. That's going to get a glimpse of consumer spending. But if we just take a look at the data today that came out, we have zero point 0.3 as expected, zero point 0.2. Excuse me. My allergies been crazy today. I already took medicine. All right. So basically, right now, just looking at, this report today, it's nominal. It's not really going to mean too much. I don't think for the market. Powell is scheduled to speak tomorrow, potentially, maybe providing some insights into future monetary policy. But Nvidia continues to perform well. And really, this news that came out today is pretty nominal, guys. So anyone take a trade yesterday? Type W in chat if you got a W yesterday. Early Wednesday morning, this morning we were down. The Nasdaq was down a little bit. Market was down about 3 basis points, something like that. 30 basis points, I should say. I think we were up, and now we kind of fell back down. So we'll jump over to the chart in just a second. But just from sort of an overnight reflection, I know Bitcoin approached 90K yesterday. I know we took that, had that long up. We're going to go ahead and check that out in just a second. Up to 100K. And I do think we'll get past 100K, that just based on just simple Fibonacci's. Unless there's something dramatic in the news, I think we will get past 100. I see your W's, by the way. Cool. But big thing for Bitcoin, it's gotta maintain above that 90K level, and we're gonna take a look at that in just a second. But there's a lot of ongoing volatility as investors kind of the sentiment is weighing back and forth. Okay, we're at all-time high, so it's always interesting to see when the euphoric period ends. That's always interesting, and right now we're just not there yet. I know that Monday was an overview, Troy, of the market. Tuesday, we did see some things play out. but we're still in that range area, right? From we're still pretty much ranging. So let's go over to the chart and take a look at it, okay? So this is my fun stuff chart. This is basically having, a few things up here where we can just kind of take a look at and see what's fun, man. So right now, Bitcoin 90K and rising. We had a consolidation. I'm going to go to Bitcoin real quick just because it's fun. I got this consolidated period right here. And what happens after consolidation? Type it in chat, guys. What should we expect after consolidation? So this is your, not shelf, whoops, borderless right here. It's a consolidation area. So after consolidation, you have what? What do you have? Right, impulsive move, right? You either have an expansion or a manipulation or some type of expansion breakout. So that's exactly what we're seeing. After you see this consolidation, this is a 4-hour time frame too. Let me go to the 1 hour so you can really see, that's a big time frame. So this is a breakout, all right? This is a breakout. And so could it be a breakout fake out? Yeah, absolutely, man. And how would you know? There is no way to know. You got to let time go by. But the better way to do this would probably let be this 1 hour candle close and then actually see what happens when you have a breakout. What does it create? Type in chat. What does it create? Once you break a consolidative area, what does it create? Somebody type in chat. I think somebody knows. Who wins a cookie? Come on. A shelf. There you go, Kevin. Nice. Very nice. It creates a shelf. And so the shelf would be somewhere in this neighborhood. And I'll go ahead and highlight this. Okay. So does it have to, what do we want to see here for this to be a valid play? We want to see a real nice volume move, right? We want to see volume. And then we're going to see this come back down, tap. That's the retest. Typically, that's what you see with good structure, especially since you have a nice consolidative, very down here. If I said, hey, where's it going to tap? Where's the shelf down here? You might, even an experienced trader, especially if you're new, you may not know. You may not have an area. It may not even give you an area, right? Take for instance, this is kind of interesting. All you get on this 1 hour time period down here, this little consolidation right here, this little area right here, right? That's a tiny consolidative area that provides only one clue. And what does it provide right here? Somebody type in chat. What's the clue that it provided? That little tiny, if I go down to a 15 minute, if I put a vertical line right here and I go down to a 15, you'll see it. What does that provide right there? See that consolidative area? Sorry guys, hold on. Get this off. See that consolidating area right there? Consolidating is my word. Don't steal my word. What does that give us on a higher time frame though? What's that give us on a 1 hour? Huh? So see this consolidation, right? What's that give us on the 1 hour right here? Sorry, it's over here. Right here. I know you guys see it, right? You see it, right? Yeah, FVG, come on. Yeah, so the 1 hour fair value gap, and you get a couple of them, right? And it was actually, this is not the area I was looking at. I was looking at right here. And what's interesting is that look at what price did, right? It came down, filled the gap. And about half of it, remember we talked about price wanting to fill about half of these gaps, and it's interesting. So it came down, touched the gap, and then from there started to create higher lows, and now breaking out. So we'll see if this is a continuation, but I will be looking at this elf on the shelf right there. All right, so Bitcoin up and away, looking pretty good. Nominal news day. I think we have continuation today. Okay, let's go back over to the Nasdaq and take a look here because let's see what we got. Okay, so news came out. Got some news stuff going on here. I don't really love what I see, just in general. Why don't I love what I see? Somebody type in chat. Why don't you think I love what I see? And nice job, Aggressive Mitch. I see your trade. Very nice. Posting up those wins, baby. Look at the wins posted in here, man. These guys are freaking badass. You're badasses, dude. I'm going to say it. You're badass. Let's go. But why don't I like this area? Why don't I like this area? What is this? What is all of this price action kind of in between? It's far from the top And bottom targets, yes, as far from the top and bottom targets. Okay. Yes, range. Thank you guys. Range. Aggressive. Mitch got it. Michelle got it. Let's go. Mike got it. So yeah, it's the range, man. And when I look at this, we haven't taken previous daily low or previous daily high. Previous week's buy side liquidity is, up here. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, what direction is the market really going to go in? So what could we maybe expect? Yesterday was range, right? Yesterday was pretty much range. And so what can we expect? If yesterday was range, what can we expect? You guys are funny, man. If I forget to put the chart up and I start talking chart, I love it. I love that. But like, what should we expect maybe that today might be? Yesterday, I thought we broke down and we were going to continue. We'll go into kind of what I'm looking at here, but just from a straight up I already kind of know what I'm thinking for the day. What are you thinking? What are you guys thinking? What are y'all thinking, huh? Expansion, range. Okay. Well, I'm going to hand it over right now before I get into it. I'm going to hand it over to Troy to talk about SMT real quick and kind of where we're at. I'm going to leave this chart up here for you, Troy, if you don't mind, brother. We can't hear you. If you were on mute. There you go.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
So
what are we looking at?
yeah, we did have some, lower time frame SMT, which is why we kind of moved up right now. And we could potentially go up and manipulate a little bit higher before we, potentially keep going down. What I would like to see us do is manipulate down first and grab some of that imbalance below us, and then we could, potentially keep going up higher, since we're bullish. The market's just overall bullish, but I do see, that kind of higher time frame. I'm looking at my chart too, because it's easier to see. Your screen's a little bit blurry for me. I don't know why, but the only thing I'm really seeing is just a little bit of bullish SMT on a lower time frame, right? So that's pretty much what I'm looking at right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, chart might be a little bit blurry just because I am streaming on YouTube as well. So I'm sharing the way that I can when I stream, unfortunately. But this is just hopefully it's not too blurry for you guys. We'll get the gist of the idea, right? So basically,
if you look at like a 1 hour, you can see that the Dow, made a lower low, and the Nas and S&P fell too. So, we could get a little bit more manipulation up, but you know what? We really haven't done nothing.
Yeah.
It's just we're just consolidating, right? And there's going to be some kind of a big, massive move. I just don't know when it's going to be. But
so can I point out what you were looking at real quick so everyone's on the same page?
Yeah.
Just because I know a lot of people, even people that aren't in our live crew every day, they don't know what the hell you're talking about. But the reason we're so accurate and on point is because we use multiple confluences. And one of the confluences that you might have heard about, if you haven't, don't go studying it right away, because there's a right and a wrong way to study this. But it's called SMT. It's just a cracking correlation, but there's a particular SMT that Troy studied, and it does give us an edge. It adds to the edge. And you can see that from this box, this is consecutive cycles, basically. You can see the Dow. Essentially, long story short, the Dow went down. You see that right there. And then you can see the S&P 500, right, moving up, and the Nasdaq moving up. So this is what you call a crack in correlation. And there doesn't matter whether you're trading gold or oil or whatever you like to trade, even currency pairs have correlating assets. And when you see a crack in correlation, it's a signal that a reversal is about to happen. So I just wanted to explain that real quick to everyone who might haven't have heard that before, Troy. And so what Troy is saying is that we have some bullish SMT, but it's low probability. Is that correct? It's low probability. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and it's higher time frame because we're on a 1 hour chart. So this isn't a time frame that we'd be looking to potentially scalp on. This would be more like a time frame where you're looking for maybe a day trade on or something like that. So that's why I have these three assets up here. But sorry, Troy, go ahead, continue, brother.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm looking at. I'm not interested in taking any longs per se, just because we're at the top of the market, right? Now, if we do come down drastically, then I might be interested. If we come down into more of a discount from our previous move up. We talk about that premium discount, 50% of a swing or a big move. It's smarter or less risky to wait for price to come back down into that discount area before you start looking to go long. Because I do know people make money taking longs at the top of the market, but I like to just be a little bit more conservative myself and make sure that I'm getting a little bit of a discount, right? If I'm overall bullish.
Yeah.
So that's about it for me.
Yeah. Who can dig that, man? Who in chat can dig that? Being a little bit more conservative, waiting until you're in a discount to buy, waiting until you're in a premium to sell. And if you don't know how to do that, like, let me know in chat. That could be something that you bring to the Monday night classes. If you're in the main group, you can go to the Monday night classes and see. You bring that question there. But what I like, and Troy, maybe you can talk to this a little bit. Here we are. Here's the chart. Here's our day. Where are you looking at a discount and a premium? Are you doing it on the day, the week, the month? I got a lot of, there are a lot of ways to measure your premium and discount, areas. I have a little tool here, that kind of, I'll get it on real quick, right here, where it just shows, red at the top, which would be my premium, and green at the bottom, which would be my discount. Let me make it a little bit more obvious. There we go. So, and I can just measure this, and there's multiple ways to measure. Here's measuring previous daily range. This is from yesterday's range, right? High and low. So would that be a discount? Would measuring for the week up here be where you want to, so maybe you can touch on that just a tiny bit if you don't mind, or where are you looking at your range? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it depends on what time frame you're trading. So obviously, like on a 15 right here, you're looking at your previous swing high and swing low, and there you go. Mike has it graphed out perfectly. We're in a discount right now, right? If you're saying we're bullish, we're going to go higher. You're trading down in a discount right now for a buy on a 15-minute time frame and that range, right? So that's what you would look for on this time frame for, like a scalp, right? Now, if the higher the time frame you go, the more accurate it is, in my opinion. So if you go up higher and higher, you can find more and more ranges or swing, highs and lows on a higher time frame, larger swing points, right? And then you can find out where you are. So 4 hours, like one of my favorites. And, if you even, 4 hour daily, you can see a bigger swing, right? So go ahead and zoom out even more.
Yeah, I got to delete this puppy because it's out there. It's out there, man. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. There is the big swing. So, you measure something like that. Now you're not in a discount, you're in a premium. So you should be looking for sells potentially, right? So it really just depends on what kind of trader you are, or, how much time you have. There's a lot of different things, and you'll learn all that stuff inside of the community. And if you don't, if you're already inside the community, just make a post and somebody will help you. Or like Monday nights. Monday nights are a good time to ask those kind of questions. So anyway,
Yeah,
um,
solid.
yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about on the 50% rule.
Mhm.
Because we went up, up, up. I mean, there was no real good solid retracement back down, and it just makes me feel like we should probably, if we're going to go higher, we should come down and into kind of a discount area first before we go higher.
Right. So here you see that this is a shelf, and I think I marked that on a daily time frame. Let me see. Where is this shelf coming from, man? That's not a shelf. What am I doing? That is a daily fair value gap. Let me mark that out the right way. I was like, wow, that's a big shelf. All right. So this daily fair value gap is sort of what Troy is talking about, right? And it does coincide with a shelf. It's just the shelf is kind of, this fair value gap is huge, right? So the shelf is up here, and this has not been tapped. It does overlap the fair value gap. So I would say that this is a really strong area to be looking at, especially if price comes back down there. Now, here's the thing, it doesn't have to. And don't kid yourself. We can just keep going, right? This is consolidation up at the highs. And sometimes I can show you on lower time frames because price is fractal. Sometimes you have a consolidation, it just keeps going. But I think what we're seeing right now is a little bit of a tap out at the highs of the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is kind of like, okay, we put $2 trillion in the market in the last week and a half. I mean, it's absolutely insane amount of money that was put into the Nasdaq. Absolutely insane. You look at 50, Tesla is up almost 50% since Trump took office. I mean, you're just looking at these kind of gains are just not heard of. It's not normal. I don't think we're going to have it for a very long time after this bull run is over. So let's enjoy it, and let's start looking and seeing, well, if this pulls back, how can I get involved? Right, because we are still in an uptrend. Make no doubt about that. I mean, this is a daily time frame. This is 2 candles. That is not a 3 candle pullback. So this breaking structure here was okay, but it's not even a swing point. And on a weekly time frame, it doesn't even make a difference. Like, it didn't even matter. We're still creating higher highs, higher lows. Everything looking really, really solid. A little bit of a fake out here, but that was that was inflation scares and a pullback. And inflation is looking pretty good. So look at last week's bull candle above the range, closing above the range, nice and strong. So it's no doubt that maybe we get a little bit of a pull down. And today's Wednesday. Remember, Thursday and Friday, big news days. We got job report coming out tomorrow. So if the jobs are looking good, and I think that's what the market is kind of a little bit nervous for, inflation came in as nominal, and I think it will continue to. And I think the jobs report is really where everyone's looking. Hey, are jobs being created? And not too many jobs are being created. Okay, well, are we losing jobs? Because if we're not creating jobs, but we're losing jobs, this is a literal repeat of every single recession that we've ever seen. And really, quite frankly, there's more signs that point to we are in a recession already. Just the data hasn't come out yet than anything else. So the fact is, if you go back to every single market crash, every single recession, you will see the market at all-time highs at that point of being in a recession. Literally, markets at all-time highs. And what's crazy, like you go back to 2007, all-time highs. Every single market crash, every single one of them, the market's at all-time highs, and it's a euphoric high where the outlook is bright. Everyone says, oh, well, next year could be even better. So we just have to be careful, but also not, you don't want to sit on the sidelines and just not buy because you're scared or something like that, So we really got to look at the market structure, and what Troy is saying is like, hey, man, I'm playing a little bit safer right now because we're in this crazy premium. So I'm really trying to look for sells. What I want to see, if I'm going to take a sell personally, I want to see some solid momentum. I want to see an impulse down. I want to see some type of move that gets me excited about selling. And right now, I just do not have that. This almost excited me yesterday. And then, like I said, we drew this out yesterday, right? What did I draw? I draw out the 4-hour fair value gap. I had a circle right here. This is a target. What I tell you guys in yesterday's morning session, I said the middle of this is a very solid target. Right now, it didn't quite get to the middle, and that's okay. It doesn't have to reach my stupid little idea. Remember, every idea you have in trading It's just your little stupid idea. That's the way you have to look at it. It's just a stupid little idea. It doesn't have to hit your lines. Your lines mean nothing. The market does not care about you. Remember, 99% of what they teach out there is BS anyway. So all this stuff that we're showing is just ideas. It's interesting areas. When the market gets here, I'm going to be looking and seeing, okay, is there a reaction? But what do we actually see today? What can we fit? Like, what can I actually explain? Here's what I can explain. Asia consolidated. London took the highs of Asia. This is called critical thinking, by the way, guys. When you break down what actually happened, there's not like my feeling is, it's just what happened. So you got to get good at that. Hold on, let me just mark this up. Asia's sell side liquidity, right, has not been grabbed. So Asia's bottom, the bottom of Asia, right, has not been grabbed. These are facts. There's no like you think it's just a fact. It hasn't been grabbed. All right. So price has not grabbed that area. Okay. Price went up, did not grab previous daily high. It did take the high of Asia and a little bit of the middle of New York session, but it didn't grab the high. So guess what? That's a target. Previous daily high, that's a target. Okay, so now that I have that, what can we see pre-market? Well, we had news. This looks like a potential manipulation at this point, but news came up. I would have liked it if it grabbed here because that would have been a grab of liquidity. This is basically what I think, okay? Where are traders putting their stops? Up here, probably above that swing point. Let's just be like, come on, this isn't rocket science, man. Where are traders putting their stops? Right up here. Come on, man. If you don't think that, then you got to explain why. All right. If you don't think that's where traders are putting their stops on this time frame, I'd love to hear why. So if we know that there's a lot of liquidity up there, market's going up, right? This could be a manipulation phase. We push the market up, we grab liquidity to actually go in the direction that we want to go, which is down. Or maybe, hey, this is a quick little pump. You got algorithms that are literally micro trading as well. And you get this little pump and then there's profit taking. So maybe that's what we're seeing. We don't know one way or another, but what we do know is that that's where traders are putting their stops. How about down here? They're putting their stops here. They're putting their stops here. We just grabbed a little bit right here, right? And then what else? Where they're putting their stops right under here. Right. So if you're going long, that's where your stops are at. So these pushes into these areas where we see money, these are stops, right? Liquidations. It's no doubt that market pulls down, grabs. And right now, this is a huge, just not huge, but it's a range. It's definitely a range. This whole area is a range. Okay. And how do I know that? Well, because on a 15-minute time frame, you have the high right up here. I marked it, the previous daily high and the previous daily low. If we go to a daily time frame, you're literally inside of the previous daily candle, right? So that's your range. And that's important to note. So yeah, market's kind of fading back. Looks like it wants to maybe grab some more of this fair value gap. You know, we did push pretty hard. We haven't tapped the shelf. There's a lot of confluences or things that I could say that make me feel like, you know, we're probably going to come down here before the market decides to go higher. And that's how the market moves. It moves in a zigzag type of pattern right here. We went up, we pushed down, we go up, we push down, right? So it's no doubt that we're going to fade back at some point. It's a matter of being smart and how do we get in? So let's go back to critical thinking for the day. Okay, what else can we see? I love how these guys give you really, like the charting guys that I see, they talk about patterns and this and that. What can you actually see? And things change so fast that I could sit here and tell you my quote daily bias. The daily bias changes, man, with facts. And you can't sit there and say, oh, I have a daily bias and I'm just going to stick with it. Well, dude, you don't understand how to read market structure then, because or just price action, not even market structure, just price action. You know what I'm saying? Like volume too. So let's take a look at volume. Let's take a look on a 1 hour time frame. I want to take a look and see, because we did call this and it panned out pretty accurately the last time. But as you can see here, volume down below. Let me see. I'm pulling this up just a little bit more and make this a little bit wider. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty clear. Okay, so volume down below. And by the way, I am going to turn on, I haven't been using it. I'm going to turn on my, you know what, not for this. I'll do it on the smaller time frame. I'll talk about that in just a second. But look at volume declining, right? And if you can see the waves, You can see this potential dip right here being lower. See how this wave down here is lower than the dip over here, right? This is just an odds multiplier. It's all it is. It hasn't closed yet, but it is telling me that we could be seeing lower potential prices, especially on this 15-minute. You can see that price is dipping pretty hard. This is the previous dip over here on the 15-minute, right? Hitting that 4-hour fair value gap. And you can see where the bottom of that is, right? We haven't quite reached that over here. So my thing is I look at volume and I look at two things. I look at where the ranges are on these, swing points down here. And I also look at divergence. And you can see very clear divergence. Does everyone see the divergence? You know what that looks like? Let me point it out to you. This is called bearish divergence on the volume. Look, if I just go, and I like sequential, I like, what was the last swing point, right? This was the last swing point. We'll call it, I don't know what you call these, waves. That's what you call them, waves. So it was the last wave. But we'll just say swing point, wave, whatever. But you can see price from the top, from this wave to this wave, from the swing point to swing point was going up. What is it doing down here? It's decreasing. So that is bearish divergence at its finest, okay? Now, the thing about divergences, some guys are like, oh, I only trade divergence. Here's the thing. You don't know when it's going to happen. So you got to be good at really understanding what these candles are saying. So let's go in and check out. I'm going to leave the 15-minute over here. All right. And I'm going to leave that where it's at. We did grab Asia's low right now. So we just grabbed Asia low. And I'm going to come over here to the 1-minute time frame. And you can see that I do not get real-time price action on the chart. In fact, I have it muted. It only shows this candle when this candle closes. So 1 minute, I got to wait 1 minute, right? I'm on a 1-minute time frame. And so I've been preaching about this, but basically the distraction for a lot of traders is this. You'll start FOMOing in, you'll get scared when you're in profit. There's all sorts of things that I think are just not too healthy when it comes to seeing real-time price action. I'm actually advocating that you don't see it. I know that sounds crazy, but it might be boring, Sam. I know, but I think that it's a more of a helpful thing for a lot of people. You need to wait for your candle to close. So this plot closed candles is what I'm using over here. That's an indicator. It essentially, if I hide price by just clicking this button up here and go to hide, right, I will not see real-time price action. And this is in my opinion, one of the, it's a great way to trade, in my opinion. So anyways, I can tell you what to do, Sam. Yes, I can. Sam, you can't tell me what to do. Oh, man. Oh, man. You're funny, dude. Okay, so here's what I do see. Let's go back to critical thinking. I see that the first candle that opened up, that 8:30 15-minute candle, was not really, it was inside of this range. I do see that the next 15-minute candle that opened up was bearish. So let's just plot this out real quick. Let's go with the 15-minute candle range right here, right? That's the first 15-minute candle. You can see the second did not close outside the range. This one is going to close pretty dramatically outside of that candle range. This gives me a sort of a feeling, obviously, not just a feeling, but we're using our critical thinking, but this shows me that the market may want to go down even further. So what are price targets below if we end up closing? Now, I do know we have previous daily low down here, and we did grab Asia's low. Market hasn't really done anything there, meaning market hasn't really reversed. There's no breakup structure to the upside. There's nothing I can get behind right there. So what I want to do is I want to start tracking this on this 1 minute. I'll leave the 15-minute up here on the right. And I do want to keep in mind the volume, right? So we did dip. Now look at this 15. We dipped below. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong swing. We have not dipped below this previous dip right here. As far as volume, I'm looking down here. So volume has not dipped just yet. But we're showing that what did we do over here? Well, we broke Asia's low. We created a shelf, and market is what? Well, it's coming back to tap the shelf, and the shelf is somewhere in here. You know, there's no specific area, when you have kind of like this type of, it's just, we're just going to have to see, is it going to continue with this downward structure or not? But we do know that the top of the shelf right here is these candle bodies, right? And we know that the break is creating the gap between, you know, the consolidation area and the leg down. So whatever these wicks are is typically what I like to go off of, but there's a little bit of a shelf there. So we'll see what happens. But we're going to be patient, and we have to be patient. We have to wait and see what price does here. If price is going to continue a downtrend, it's going to come back. It's going to tap the shelf. It'll come back down into consolidation, maybe do something here, and then it'll create another leg down. And this will suffice yesterday's thought that the middle of this 4-hour fair value gap is a good price target. Isn't that funny? So we'll now have a little bit of a, we'll have a price target from yesterday on this 4-hour. That could be interesting. It could be interesting. So we'll take a look and see what happens. But I just want to promote, I want to promote this idea that you do not have, give me the advantage of seeing real-time price action, and I'll shut up. But until you can tell me the actual advantage of seeing it, I think it's actually a detriment to most traders. And I've worked with hundreds of traders at this point, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. So let me know, what is the advantage of seeing real-time price action in your trading technique or strategy? Why would your strategy need that? Okay, instead of just being patient, waiting for the candle to close no matter what. And there you go. So now this particular candle, we can see closed inside of the previous consolidation range and disrespected this, right? So what is that a sign of? Everybody tell me in chat, what's that a sign of? Let's run through the checklist. Did we grab high time frame liquidity? Did we grab it? Yes, we did, right? We did. We grabbed high time frame liquidity. Check. Okay. So high time frame liquidity has been grabbed, right? Because it's a 4-hour gap. Let's see. Did we grab previous daily low? Didn't quite grab previous daily low. So it's a sign. This is a sign when a shelf is here and price ends in this consolidation period. It's a sign that maybe the trend is over. That's all it is. It's a sign that maybe the trend is over. And so, you know, if you were to have, I don't know, randomly just place a short there because you want some type of continuation, and say your stop was up here or, you know, up here. Well, this is a great out. Price just gave you an out. So read the room, man. Read the room. These shelves and this type of price action, it's not a guarantee. Nothing's ever a guarantee, but I can promise you that it's more than often when price does this, it's an early indicator that it's over. What else do we see? We also see a fair value gap inverted, right? So this is an IFVG. You hear some guys preach by this. I do the IFVG model. Yeah, okay. It's just an early indication, man. It's just an early indication. That's all that is. So we have two indicators telling us that price could be reversing. What's the third? Somebody tell me another early indicator. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. You guys tell me in chat if you write it out. I'll give you a shout out. Another early indication is possibly a break of structure. Where would the break of structure be here? Well, there's a 3-candle pullback. Yeah, this is kind of a weird area, right? So if it's a weird area, what can you do? You can go down on a lower time frame. So we could mark this area. This is our 30-second. We could even say, you know what, if we want to be more safe, we go up on our time frame. The problem is you give up a lot of points. And if we're trying to buy at a discount and sell at a premium, that doesn't really work for us, does it? Right. So I would probably say lower time frame in this example would be better. So this would be our potential change of character on a 30-second time frame. I know that's a very low time frame, but you guys are trying to scalp, right? Don't blame me for what you want. So right now we see that that is the change of character on 30 seconds. So we could potentially wait for that to get broken. I'm going to delete this range just so it's not confusing us. So what does price typically like to do when it inverts a fair value gap? It typically likes to go up, retest the gap, and then create a higher high. So if we don't see that start to happen and let's say it reinverts this IFVG, then we have to look at new structure. We have to be patient and look at new structure forming. So going over to the 15-minute time frame, once again, we have right now 1 minute to go before this candle ends. And this candle is a bearish candle. So this is a bear candle. And this is below the 15-minute range. Remember, this was our range on the 15-minute. So this could potentially be a sign that, a lot of people look at this range and say, if you close at this time period, it's 9:15 now, closing this candle, just shows a very bearish sentiment. So you could potentially see lower prices. Now, my thing is that with the news coming out the way it did, I don't really, it would just have to be that, people want better prices to buy longs. I mean, at this point, that's all I can think of. But we grabbed a little bit of liquidity. We did not grab previous daily low, which is a little suspect. So I think maybe we could go back down there. But at this point, you can see price ate into the shelf on a 1 minute, now fading back down. So what this kind of tells me, this kind of price action where, now we got to see if price is going to respect this 1 minute IFVG and then move from here. It just gives me better structure on this 1 minute. See, now I have the top of this 1 minute as structure. So that would be my change of character. And I would say that this shelf is sort of invalid at this point because obviously price disrespected. So I don't really need to see it. So this is kind of what I'm looking at, the 1 minute IFVG and this change of character potentially happening here. And that's pretty much it. I got nothing else to really look at. I would love for price to come down further and actually grab one of these levels first before taking longs. If anything right now, I would say that having a short, I mean, some people just play this 15-minute range, right? And right now, short is more probable simply because we're in 1 minute downward structure. We have the 3 minute at our backs, right? We have a 5 minute. Let's take out the 5 minute at our back. So we broke structure here on the 5. And actually you can see here, it's kind of crazy. You can see the one strap for life setup right here on a 5 minute. You have a fair value gap, right? You have your breaker right in here. It overlaps. Price came right back. I mean, that's a perfect example. But the only problem with this is what? We're at a discount, right? So selling at a discount would be the only thing that I could say might throw a wrench in the way you feel about your trading plan. That's it. Dakota typing in here, chat. Nice, man. 6 out of 7 trades. That's awesome, dude. Congrats. That's awesome. Pretty awesome, man. Yeah. So when we're inside of this range, it definitely makes me feel a little bit skeptical going in with pretty much any type of play right now other than a grab, a clean break, a clean swing, because we're ranging, right? So this 15-minute range really needs to get broken. And I think at that point, maybe you can get behind a move. So here, what I see on the 15-minute, let's go ahead and clear out. Yeah, so the 15-minute has a tiny fair value gap that might be created. I mean, you still got, it's probably going to fill that gap, honestly. All you have is a breaker and a breaker structure. You don't really have inefficiencies here. It's done a pretty nice job of cleaning that up. So all I can say is that we've broken structure to the downside right now. On a 15-minute, you're down. So that's what we're looking at. Momentum's down. You have a 30-minute candle. Look like we have no top wick, but we do have a little bit of a top wick. If this had no top wick, that'd be pretty suspect, right? But I'm going to tell you guys, these type of scenarios where it's not super clear is just most likely seek and destroy. So this is down. I think we could come up and then possibly an afternoon thing where it looks like the market, after the market opened, it wanted to go down. So, maybe the market dips even further coming down and grabbing here. And I think there's a very high possibility that we do that. If not today, then tomorrow. Even if it's a grab from unemployment news tomorrow, I think that could be really highly likely. But right now, really nothing on the chart is screaming, you know, hey, do this or do that. There's nothing, right? All we have was a little bit of manipulation up, didn't quite grab the previous daily high, a little bit manipulation down, didn't quite grab the previous daily low. So I'm starting to feel like this is a little bit of a fake out type of day, or at least the morning session, right? And you can see as far as actually, let me go to a lower time frame here. I'm gonna go to 3-minute for these. You can see as far as SMT is concerned, if we have anything. Do we have any lower time frame SMT, Troy?
Yes, we do.
Bearish.
Yep.
Bearish. Yep, I see that.
It's well, it's bullish actually.
Oh, it's bullish.
So
the Dow grabbed the
yeah.
highs, or is it lower time frame than this? Or oh, it's bullish. I see. Yeah, because these grabbed the lows and the Dow didn't. Got it. I see. So you see the ES grab lows. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of have a interesting situation where we have kind of like some SMT on a higher time frame to say it's bearish, but then on lower time frame it's saying it's bullish, and that's normal, and you'll see that price is just basically showing us that it's ranging. So it's most likely waiting for that that news tomorrow, right?
Yeah, especially if we're just going to be continuing our consolidated range, you know. So yeah, that to me makes a lot of sense. Bitcoin climbing higher, 91K for Bitcoin. Let's go. So once again, Bitcoin creating this shelf. I do want to take a look at, oh, look at this too, guys. Look at that 1 hour candle coming back, tapping almost like I haven't messed with this since I put it up, right? And I told you somewhere down in here, it doesn't have to like hit exactly, especially if it's extremely bullish, but this looks like a nice little fade back, you know, nice little quick fade back. It could come back again, right? But this looks like a nice breakout, to be honest. Really nice breakout. So Bitcoin, there's just no stopping Bitcoin right now, man. I'm telling you, probably 100K. I mean, we already mapped it out. It was like what, 105K is what I predicted. And man, look at the entry. I put this up 6 days ago. I mean, is anyone still holding this? I didn't even put the TP because it's just like there's no reason to get out. It really gave nothing in here, especially on a 4 hour, which is what I mapped it on. Is anyone still holding this trade? Anyone, any millionaires created in chat? Let me know. This is an incredible push from this. Like, it was a perfect area, man. Bought Bitcoin the day before the election. Nice. So guys, let me know if you have any. Sam bought Bitcoin the day before the election. Shout out to Sam. I think Stuart's in here. He bought, I think there were a couple people that was like, I'm going to ride with you. Is pretty awesome, man. This was like my 4 hour target. That was my first target. And we hit that. I'm going to delete that actually, just because it's kind of pointless now. But yeah, 91K. And you can see just like, depending on where you go here, your Fibonacci, if this is your swing right here, obviously prior swing level here, we just see like, what is the target? And I put on the fib, and you can see that the first target here is 98K, second target 104. And I think, you know, personally, the prior range would be your daily, right? This would be the daily. I don't think we even have a 3 candle pullback. That's the hard part. There's no real range up here to go off of. Let me go to an 8 hour. So you could go off of an 8 hour, right? And if you went off that, you would be looking at your first target 104, second target 113. So I do think we're hitting 100K. I mean, there's no doubt about it, man. I don't think Bitcoin's going to leave us hanging, waiting for that 100K. You know what I mean? How would someone know I am with the broker? I made a question to the support team. I'm not sure. DM me, Dakota. I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Stuart said he got out with a trailing stop. Yeah. Should have moved. You should have moved. Oh, the 1 hour. Oh yeah, the 1 hour. Yeah, we talked about that. That's right. I mean, there's not much you can do, man. You know, if you're trailing stop, it didn't really give a whole lot here, you know. It's pushing, pushing, pushing. I mean, how much are you going to give up? This could have faded back. You don't know. So, I mean, I don't think you made a wrong call, but yeah, I mean, you know, you have a shelf here, you know, price taps it down here. Let me just line it out real quick because I'm in love with Bitcoin right now, man. I wish I held. But yeah, this right here create another shelf above it, right? So it taps that, creates this shelf, doesn't even tap, has a fair value gap, never even tap, created this little consolidation range. I mean, as soon as it pulls up, you know, there's not much you can do here, man. It's probably probably got tapped out right around here, huh? Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, man. That's a good trade. Way to manage it. Way to manage it.
I'm seeing if the day closes with Bitcoin taking out the highs like it is pushing up. If you look at Ethereum, it has still quite a ways to go before it takes out the high. So at the end of the day, if Ethereum doesn't take out that high, that's going to be some bearish S&T. And we also have some gaps down below us that you know, I think should be filled you much higher. So just saying, be aware of that. Yeah, I think we could go to 100K, but you know, there's nothing saying that we can't pull back first before we go up there. So I'm going to be looking at that at the end of today's close. If there is some of that SMT there, then I'm going to, you know, kind of see what price is doing, and yeah, might have a little pullback there. So just FYI.
Yeah, so just to be clear, you look at Ethereum and how far it is away from taking out the highs, and you look at Bitcoin, it's already taken the highs, right? So that's sort of your bearish SMT sentiment, you know, odds multiplier, etc. And it hasn't closed, so we'll see what happens. But when you see this kind of thing, it's a lot like seeing, you know, divergence in volume. And you know it's going to pan out. It's going to play out. It's just a matter of when. So it's a good thing to know. And Ethereum and Bitcoin do correlate together, so it's good. How about oil? Anyone hold this oil trade that we called? This was like whatever day this was, Friday. Is anyone holding that? I know Bo typically trades oil. Anyone holding that? Just curious. We might get a play today on the Nas. I'm not sure, but right now it's looking pretty ugly. This 1 minute is looking pretty ugly. We have our change of character I lined out. Price is respecting the 1 minute fair value gap, as I said, the IFEG, excuse me. And like I said, we grabbed a little bit down here. We didn't quite grab previous daily low. I think just judging from what I see, you just have to be patient and wait, because if you can get a breakout here, like some actual good volume right here, and you have, let's just say, a fair value gap in this area, that could be a nice little one strat for life play, right? So that could be a nice entry right there. But it's just a matter of making sure that you wait. By the way, guys, we are running the 4-day trading challenge. I put the link, if you're watching on YouTube, I put the link in the description. Come on in. It's free to join the challenge group. I'm in there. I drop trade ideas. And then if you want to join the 4-day trading challenge, it's $1. Literally $1 to keep the bots out. Make sure you have some skin in the game. And in these 4 days, we are going to show you, both Troy and myself are going to show you guys everything that we do, literally behind the curtain, not holding anything back. It's a wait list right now. And we're going to change that, Troy. We don't have new dates up just yet for the challenge, but there will be new dates and there'll be a wait list. So we got to put that together today. But we ran the 4-day challenge a few days ago. It was awesome and a huge success. A lot of people coming in and just really talking about how it just changed the way they look at trading. You know, there's so many rules that retail traders are taught, and it's because of these rules that they lose, man. And that's really the truth. We can get into details. I'm going to tell you something that's probably a turnoff to a lot of people, but good luck, man. I've been pretty damn consistent the last 3 years of my trading career. And, you know, I've been trading for 7 years, and I can 1000% like tell you without question, it's a lot of times the strict rules that basically fake people, the regurgitated broken playbooks that people tell you to follow these rules. Like, let me just go through a couple. Always trade with the stop loss. See, and then people are gonna go, oh, what? He doesn't know what he's talking about. And then they're gonna, they're gonna hear that and they're gonna be like, whoa, wait, bro. You don't trade with a stop loss? Y'all know, if you've been trading with me, I've been in here trading with my community for over a year, showing my P&L daily. There's no hiding. There's no like smoke and mirrors like these other guys have, like a group, and what they do, they post a signal, right? But you get the signal late, or they edit it. And they're like, oh, by the way, I own my own brokerage on top of that. But anyways, like trading with the stop loss, how about, because most trade, that's the only reason why you lose, by the way, is that your stop loss gets hit, right? That's the only reason, is that you either bail or your stop loss gets hit or your account gets blown. I guess there's a third, but how about always trade with the trend? Okay, well, am I trading with the trend if I enter right here? No, technically not, right? The higher time frame trend especially. But that's what swing traders do. How about always only, risk 1 to 3% of your account every trade? That's not true. That's not what any of the hedge funds do. They lay on the gas when it's a good setup. They press on the gas. They know when to put it on and when to lean it off. That, go read Dennis Richards, Larry Williams. Go look at Warren Buffett. He doesn't put the same amount of risk in every company. Come on, man. And so how about there's so many, man. And I think it's funny because people look at these things like a fair value gap or something like that. This is all just like, it's the only thing you need to really know in trading is volume and structure. That's it. You don't really need to know anything else to be successful, because you're not really focused on the right things. You're looking at all these little tiny, but what's a fair value gap, and what's this mean, and what's that mean? And this is what these guys preach on, like all these little finite details. But the truth is, man, there's only one thing that separates a winning trader, somebody who's consistent, from somebody who's not. And that is money management and trade management. That's it. Now, you think I'm lying? I don't really give a shit. Like, I've been trading for 7 years. I have nothing to prove. I make pretty good money, anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 a month. I've shown my P&L. I have nothing to hide, dude. Like, it's all good. I don't really care if you don't come in and learn from me. I don't care. I really don't. I have fun teaching, and I actually got to know a lot of these people the last year, and it's fun, dude. Like, we have a good time. But the reality is like, I do pretty good. I make way more money trading than I do from my trading group. And 90% of these guys that I see online are the opposite. They make way more money from their trading group than they do actually trading. And they never show their P&L. They never actually show real-time trades. There's a lot to, I believe, following somebody who actually knows what the hell they're doing, that, you just have to think, what actually is the difference between somebody that's profitable and somebody that's not? And the difference, in my opinion, and it's so funny. People do not want to hear this. But it's just a fact. So I don't care. I really don't care if they don't want to hear it. I don't care. But it is a truth. And people that follow all of these rules, these are from the same broken playlist, man. All these rules are from the same broken playlist, same broken rule book. Okay, so we get a little bit of that volume. This is what we were looking for right there. See if that continues a little bit. But the difference is money management. What is money management? Is it just like, a good risk to reward? No, it's not just a good risk to reward. That's not what it's about. Like, winning is winning, man. Like, forget about the risk to reward, okay? Winning is winning. When Deutsche Bank, or when, any of these large institutions, they do have traders on their floor. When they enter into the market, you think they enter with their entire, just one trade, and no, man, they're DCAing, they're dollar cost averaging in, dude. That's what they're doing. You can, the excuse there, well, they have more money than you. Doesn't matter. So trade with less risk. What is the point? It's all risk allocation, bro. If they're risking 0.2% per trade with $1 billion, it doesn't matter. You risk 0.2% with $1,000. It's the same difference, dude. So that excuse doesn't work. It doesn't. There's a lot of stuff that people say it makes no sense, but I just want to point out a couple. So this is a huge breaker here. I'm not really loving that, but this is kind of the idea. So this is showing nice volume now. Let me see, that's 15-minute over here. Finally getting into something. So I'm so glad that if people can't hang on to what I'm saying, I'm glad that they leave. Because like there are so many fake ass people. I just cannot stand it, man. I was like watching this guy last night destroy some of these traders who basically fake everything that they're doing. It's crazy, dude. I didn't realize how corrupt the space was. I didn't really realize it. Okay, so this is where I have this entry. So guys, this is where I have the entry. Just keep that in mind. So I'm going to stay on just a little bit longer since I am entering a trade with you guys. I'm not going to leave you hanging. Don't worry. All right, let's see if anything pans out here. I am going to take a little stab at this. Okay, so got in on that. You see there is my trade live. Looking okay so far. See what happens. Been growing this account in here for how long? I've been growing this account for how long, guys? About a year? In front of you guys, right? So pretty excited. Almost at 250 in the account. And as long as you've been here, Sam, yeah, there you go. Yeah. So as long as you've been here, thank you. 1 week of profits right there. Yeah, I know. Let's go. So now I will aggressively manage this trade. You can see the 1 minute candle closing above the range. I am going to break. I'm going to set my stop loss to break even. Congrats. It's a risk-free trade, guys. Another W for the books. Let's see if we can get a nice little push here, and we'll manage the trade accordingly. If this comes back down, hits my stop loss, I'm probably going to be out for the morning, and I'll trade in the afternoon. This is why I do like this setup. Let me line out what I was looking at here just so we're all on the same page. And this could absolutely come back down, grab stops. Don't think it can't. So either you're going to have your stop loss at a safe area, or you're going to, aggressively manage like I am. Either way, nothing's wrong. Nothing's right. It's just my idea compared to yours. Not a big deal. And so pretty perfect entry, right? Pretty nice so far, right? We'll see if she can keep it up. 1 minute breaker. What am I trying to show? Yeah. So the breaker block, it's the whole thing, but this is the entire breaker. Kind of annoying, but yeah, kind of a big breaker block right there, right? But I'm going to leave it. And then this is the 1 minute fair value gap. Oh my goodness gracious, everything. I hate when they're huge like that. Okay. So let's see here. 3.2 price coming back down just a tiny bit. See if we can hold above the range. If we can get the push, then we'll be looking pretty nice, and we can manage the trade as it pushes. If not, guys, it'll be a break even for me. I'll probably end up calling it for the morning. We're heading into 9:40. So it doesn't say to get out. Nothing's saying to get out. That's why I put the break even stop. It is what it is. I do see that, if you look at the 15-minute candle, this could be a sell position as well. So look over here, 15-minute candle. You got a shelf, right? You got to kind of read these higher time frames too. So this could be a reaction off of this area. And unfortunately, this looks like it's coming down to grab my stop, guys. That kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And this 15-minute candle is kind of telling, right? Now we can see we broke structure to the downside. If it can't make it past the shelf, remember what I tell you guys, we want to see it eat past that shelf, right? Like end in this range, in this area. If it can't do that, then the most likely outcome here, especially since you're in a 15-minute candle, since you're in a 15-minute downtrend, and it just hit my stop, guys. So, oh well, we gave it a shot. It was a pretty good little bounce there. So, you do see reactions from that level. That doesn't mean, by the way, if you're still in the trade, doesn't mean that it's going down just yet. We have how many minutes to this 15-minute, right? We have 5 minutes, 6 minutes till the 15-minute candle ends. So I do want to see, will this 5-minute candle over here end up pushing back up above the range and end up here? We don't know. So it's all about whether or not you want to manage aggressive or not. This is why I managed aggressive today, just to be very clear, because we're in downward structure. That's it. That's the only reason why. Okay. Read the room. The room is, all right, you're in downward structure. Does that mean I'm going to be right? No. It just means that I've seen this many times. Look, market, going taking the highs, breaking structure down. What structure are we in? Down. This is a shelf. It should potentially tap the shelf, go lower. Did we take previous daily low? No. Did we take the middle of this fair value gap? No. So where's my head at? Well, my head is that maybe this was a pullback now, and we'll see where this 15-minute candle ends. Do you see where I'm coming from? Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Nice. But see, this is what you call like experience, man. Like a lot of traders would be sitting here. The dream is the fakeness. That's the dream. The dream is just do this. It's 1 to 3. It'll work. It's very mechanical. ICT, SMC, ABCD, FG. All that's BS, man. They're lying to you. The brokers, the fake gurus, you're just being lied to. You just got to destroy your account. Good luck. As soon as you start just like, I have rules, yes, but I'm not chained by anything. I am fluid like freaking Bruce Lee. Like I am fluid with these charts. You know what I mean? Whatever price is doing, I'm saying, okay, I see you. Let me roll with you. I just want to ride on the back of the dragon. That's it. The dragon's breath, baby. That's it. So, I manage this. Be like Wata. Yes, be like Wata. Exactly. It's this was a good setup. This was a decent setup. It would have been better had we grabbed liquidity here, but we managed it correctly. And that's the way I look at it. Because your stop you might have got stopped out, or if you're down here underneath the swing, maybe not. If anyone's still in this trade, let me know. But at this point, I'm waiting for this 15-minute candle to end in 3 minutes. And what I want to see, I'm looking over here. I want to see what this does here, because this really is, and you can see, look at this. Let me zoom in. What do we have here? This is something I just noticed right now, but what do we have right here? That is actually a 15-minute fair value gap, isn't it? So we have a 15-minute fair value gap right there too. I did not realize that. And that overlaps a shelf. It doesn't really overlap a breaker on that level, right? So unfortunately, it doesn't really overlap a breaker. So it's not a true one strat for life setup. But I just want to point that out. Price came back up, ate into this consolidative area, ate into the shelf a little, did not close above it yet. So let's see what happens, On a 1 minute, you got a higher low, potentially. We don't have 3 candles yet. All right, let me check chat over here. Oh, wow, okay, my bad. I think these are old messages. If you have any questions on YouTube, let me know. Somebody said, what are your thoughts on BTC? And then I think we already went over that, but 104,000.
Yeah, we already went over that.
Yeah, 104,000. So I think from just a time perspective here, just timing, I think that trading on a higher time frame might be a better idea at this point. So I'm going to delete this first trade. That was managed very well for me. It's also offering you an out now. You get another chance to make a decision what you want to do. We didn't break structure on a 1 minute going down, but it looks like we're just kind of making a decision here. I want to see what price does. Literally, we have like 1 minute, less than 1 minute before price closes this 15-minute candle, and then I want to see what it does here. So it looks to me like I told you in the beginning, when we first started, I told you today's seek and destroy, right? So if this does, end up going up, we're still within yesterday's range. It's still consolidating. I think it's waiting for news tomorrow. And by the way, we're running the 4-day challenge. There's a wait list. If you're on YouTube, the link is in the description. You can come in, join the group for free. It's a challenge group. And if you want to join the 4-day challenge, it's $1. And I'm literally going to show you guys what I do on a daily basis in 4 days, right? Everything. And then if you want to continue your education after that, we have something special lined out. But I don't know when we're going to run it yet. We don't have a date. But I'll let you guys know when we do. Man, Dakota, you got like 8 wins today, bro. Like, you're good.
See you, Dakota.
See you, bro.
Adios.
Yeah. All right. So here is that 15-minute.
I gotta roll.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, man. Sounds good, bro.
It was nice being with everybody this morning. We're gonna do this again tomorrow. So if you're not in the group, join, and you can trade with us again tomorrow. Sam, see you guys. Stuart,
Yeah. See you guys later, guys. Yeah.
Greg, Lewis. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, see you, Mike. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, I'm hopping off soon. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of point this out on the 15-minute time frame. This is sort of what I'd be looking at here, right? So, yeah, the 1 hour. See, the 1 hour, you could go to 1 hour and say, all right, well, this looks like a nice buying wick, right? You could say the same from here, selling wick, but reality is a lot of times these wicks are where price actually wants to go. I know, but this was news, right? This is news. So you can't really take that into account. You can't really look at that and say, oh, that's where price wants to go. That was just news. So this is after the market opened. It looks like price wants to go down there. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna tell you, until we break out of that 15-minute range, previous daily low, previous daily high, I would just be very careful. If we break one or the other and close on a 15-minute, this is what I'm gonna say. Final words, okay? Appreciate you guys being with me today, and it was fun and all that stuff, and we'll do it again. But yeah, that 15-minute range is what you want to wait for. And if price closes outside of that range, you could even say potentially on a 5, but I would wait for a 15-minute candle close. And if you can get a 15-minute candle close outside the range, I think that's showing direction, right? It could fade back up or down, but I think that's showing direction. It depends on the breakout, right? If you get a lot of volume outside that range, I think you have more potential for price to continue. But right now, just like I said when I first got on, this is seek and destroy. It's a very tough day to trade. I know a lot of traders, if they weren't trading with us, they would have probably lost, because who knows why they're getting in or out. I don't know. But it has shown nothing other than the first one strat for life setup that we saw, and it was I would say a 70% there. I mean, it was lacking a little bit because it did not grab previous daily low, but we still took it. We managed it correctly and got out. So that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys. Subscribe if you're not subscribed on YouTube. And of course, come in and join the 4-day challenge. And I appreciate you guys. I will see you mañana. Kevin, bye. Mike, later. Sam put a W. Awesome, Sam. Cool. Of course, Greg. Yep. Stuart, later, bro. Okay, bye, guys.